Hey, me again. So I mentioned in the intro that I wanted to talk about being a successful entrepreneur, what entrepreneurship is at its foundational level, and then I'd also share with you a little bit about myself. So I'm not really too good at this, so I'm going to kind of just breeze through this, and I've got some notes here to help me get through it. So, as I have mentioned, for about 33 years now, actually it's probably 34, I started and ran 17 businesses, 8 different industries, and actually a couple of those businesses are still going. One of them being a restaurant that we bought as a failing restaurant, installed inexperienced management that happened to be family, and this was kind of just stacking the odds against me because I wanted to see, do you really have what it takes? Over the years now, and it's taken a while, it's not an overnight success. We've rebranded, we've been on national TV, we've increased sales, actually more than double, by adding another revenue stream, that being a mobile food unit, a food truck. Now, of those businesses that I mentioned, not all of them are, big stellar successes. There's some on the lower end that, may have done like $100,000 a year of income, which may sound like a lot of money, but when you start paying expenses and all that, that is not really that much. On up to a pretty large financial services company that was doing about $100 million a year. So that was a pretty big entity. So a little bit on the personal side, if you've read my book and read the Why Charlie section, you've heard most of this already. But for those of you just watching this video, just so that you know, I have dealt with adversity in my life as well. As a very young man, my mother died when I was quite young. My older brother committed suicide, and that was extremely traumatic on the family. And we had a series of 3 deaths. The other one being my grandmother, all within a matter of about 27 months. And that was when I was like 19, 20, 21 years old. So it was pretty traumatic. I've had, my successes in business. I've had my challenges in business. I've employed well over 1,000 direct report employees, which means I knew their names. I signed their paychecks. I knew about their families. They weren't just ink on a page or digits on a screen. I had relationships with the vast majority of these people. And that really teaches you about management and people and motivations and things like that. As I record this, I'm actually a 2-time cancer survivor, which is pretty tough and makes one face their mortality and examine those things in life. So kind of wrapping that up, the amalgamation that is me, the combination of running all those businesses, interacting with all those employees, and the personal experiences in life that many of us have had. Basically what I've learned through all of that is really our best teacher is adversity. And the whole, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger line is really, really true. And it gives you the confidence that you can move through more and more challenging things. So I did mention that, in my 40s, my midlife crisis was not a hot rod, not a mistress. No, very happily married. But I did go back to school and earn a law degree and an MBA. And really my motivation for doing that was to expand my knowledge and understand better how academia works, so that as I built this program out for you, it enabled me to deliver it in a much more efficient manner that has an academic foundation to it. So it's organized and the flow is properly designed from both a learning and a psychological perspective. So with that said, I really would like to emphasize that the program was built with a heavy emphasis on the psychological and the emotional requirements needed to be a successful entrepreneur. Now, the program carries the members and the students through all the mechanical and the nuts and bolts of what it takes to start a business. but it also provides high-level training that really no one else in this space can provide. And that's because of the combination of my academic credentials and all my years of experience. So in summary, in answering the question, why Charlie, why would you want to do my program as opposed to other ones that may be available out there? Simply put, there is nothing else like it. I've examined that. I've seen what else is out there. And not to be, mean or sound too bolsterous here, but it just doesn't compare. There's not anyone else out there with the combination of the academic and the actual hands-on experience. So I want to do whatever it takes, whatever I can to help you get past your threshold of fear. That's the psychological components and the emotional, and achieve your dream of successful business ownership. It's that simple. I always like to finish up with my tagline. I really want you to learn how to live in entrepreneurial freedom. And that may not be exactly what you think it is. See you in the next video.